The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission made its case by asking for remedies and issuing a final ruling, which caused a lot of trouble for Ripple. In the ongoing court battle between Ripple Labs and the government, things got even worse. This move wants Ripple to pay a $2 billion fine for some comments they made on X, which used to be called Twitter. Fred Rispoli, an XRP supporter, has written an in-depth analysis of the SEC's move. Rispoli's analysis gives a unique look at the current situation by outlining the different options and results that could happen. He says that the SEC has made its move for ruling public. To put it simply, the SEC is following the plan I made 2 months ago. This comment underscores how bad things are for Ripple and also talks about how the SEC's actions are always predictable. Also, Rispoli shed some light on how the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission talked about Ripple's business practices. Even though the law is looking more closely at Rispoli's business, he has continued to use XRP sales as the main way to make money for the company, especially with his thorough claims. The financial discovery age shows that these sales are Ripple's main source of income, even though there is still litigation going on. Since the case over XRP began in December 2020, the company has signed 180 deals with institutional buyers. A lawyer who backs XRP has 2 different predictions for what will happen. Sorting the on-demand liquidity is another important part of the Rise police study. The judicial review of whether these transactions are illegal sales or legal sales is an important factor that could affect Ripple's ability to operate freely. Even though it's likely that Ripple will get the money it's owed, the business may be limited in what it can do from now on, which could lead to an appeal to a higher court. A brief release by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission gives a different view on the penalties and fines that should be given to the blockchain business Ripple. Executives of the company put forward a different point of view in a paper that was sent to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York on March 25th. According to the lawyers working for the SEC, Ripple should pay a sum of about $1.19 billion. The government agency decided that the fines and penalties were fair because Ripple refused to follow the law and kept selling XRP even after being warned not to. The statement was in line with what Stuart Alderode, Ripple's chief legal officer, said would be made public in a blog post on March 25th. Fines and penalties worth about $2 billion. This is a good time for Ripple to pay a big legal fine, and there are 2 main reasons for this. The Second Circuit said that a civil penalty shouldn't be just the cost of doing business for someone who breaks securities laws. Secondly, it's clear that there needs to be punishment given Ripple's huge number of unregistered XRP sales over the last 3 years. As the writer says, Alderode said that the SEC was organizing a plan to punish and scare Ripple. The order said that the company had to reply to the proposed judgment by April. Ripple will only change its mind if it is fined a lot and given back the money it made illegally from its crimes. Ripple fixes the beginner mistake that happened on the XRP ledger a few years ago so that its case against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsson can move forward slowly. The Stocks and Exchange Commission says that by selling XRP coins, the company bought unregistered stocks worth $1.3 billion. After the case was filed in December 2020, Judge Annalisa Torres will decide in July 2023 that XRP was not a security when it came to programmatic sales on digital asset markets. David Schwartz, the chief technologist at Ripple Labs, recently made news and stirred up the cryptocurrency market when he said that tax fees make it hard to avoid selling XRP. Schwartz's comments were well received. He talked about the tax implications of holding cryptocurrencies and said that the CEO of Ripple and his staff will almost certainly need to sell some XRP to pay their taxes. Schwartz used the example of business insiders like himself having to sell XRP to pay our taxes to show his point of view. This is different from what he thought before, when he thought that owners of digital assets could sell whenever they wanted. Schwartz, for example, showed that a large part of a 1 million XRP bonus would have to be sold in order to meet the tax responsibilities that came with it.